Okay guys, here we go with something a wee bit different. This is a tournament final. It's a double elimination straight pool tournament. A quick look at the brackets, and we see that Mr. Bill got to the final via the loser's side, or the one-loss side, and he's playing Ron, otherwise known as Free Ball. This is a handicapped event. And let's just join the room again, and we'll see that player 2, who in this case is Mr. Bill at the bottom of the HUD. That's Mr. Bill there, and player 2 is getting 23 balls, or 23 points. And at the moment, Ron's at the table. He's on a run of 5. Now, again, in case you're not aware, straight pool is a called shot game. You must nominate the ball and the pocket, although in this case it's only non-obvious shots that you're expected to call. So straight in shots, things like that, you don't need to. Although if for some reason you miss the ball from the pocket you were actually trying to hit it in and it goes into another one, you must miscall it. The final ball is always a forced call shot. The game will do that automatically. And straight pool is just about potting balls, or at least it seems to be like that. But there are some subtle tactics involved. But the main thing about straight pool is running a rack can be simple enough for most players in Virtual Pool 4, but the object's not just to run that rack of balls. The object is to leave a ball, the last ball, in such a position that you can get a break shot. And looking at that position at the moment, that 10 ball, let's have a wee zoom in and see. Well, it's outside the triangle. If you look at the line on the table, that 10 ball's outside the triangle, so in theory it could be used as a good break ball. However, Ron's got the cue ball a bit too straight on this 3 ball, and he's got no break shot now because the cue ball's running away from the pack. So although he'll probably roll the 10 in, well, he decided to play a safe, and it was not a good safe because he's brought the 10 straight down the table, and he's left Mr. Bill a perfect opportunity here to sink this 10 and get into the pack of balls. So that wasn't too clever. And Bill, well, he's chipped a ball out, but he really should have been smacking the cue ball into those balls and getting them open. But having said that, Ron will be quite happy about that because he's still the chasing player. And I think this 2 ball's got too much of an angle. The cue ball might miss the pack completely here. Oh, he just caught an edge. He's managed to chip another 2 out, and that's all that matters. Still looking for a good shot to get into those balls, and they're sitting in a nice pattern. Well, that's better. So now the 14 ball can go down the rail. I think he's checking to see if the 9 goes. It doesn't go into this corner, so he's leaving the 6. And this is where you've got to concentrate on the layout of the balls and plan your route out. Again, the important one is looking for a ball that's going to be your break ball, or if it comes to it, trying to move some balls to create a break ball. And this is, again, there's a chance just to move the balls a bit here. He doesn't need to bash them about. but he's preferring to do the right thing and pick off what's out there. That 15 ball at the back of the pack, it goes as well. So in theory there are still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 balls there for the taking, where he doesn't need to move anything. And this final is a race to 65, and Bill's almost halfway there. And he's again got an angle here in the 15 ball just to move the balls, open them up a bit, and that's perfect. Now the only slight problem there is the 5 ball is within the racking zone where the balls will be re-racked, so that's of no use to him as a break ball. The 4 ball's probably a good break ball. I don't know what he tried there. Took his eye straight off that one and handed it to a free ball or run. Now then, let's see what he's got planned, see what he's thinking. Well, is he going to take the 5, come up the table? And he needs to get the right angle on this 4. A straight in shot's no good. He needs to come right over and keep going. It needs to keep going and keep going. And he's, well, there's a slight angle there. Can he make anything out of it? Yeah, he had to force it. And in forcing it, as I say, if it doesn't hit those pockets directly and hit the jaw, it's going to stay out. And that was just because he didn't get enough angle. But he's back at the table again. Now here's a good chance for Ron to get a few points back this time. If he just takes his time, concentrates on the job in hand, he can certainly pick these off. And they're all sitting, they've all got an inch or 2 between them, so they're all there for the taking. And see, immediately there he's run into those balls when he didn't need to, and he's relying on a bit of luck that he's still on another ball, which he is. He managed to finish in the 7, but he'd have been better trying to pick them off. But having said that, he's got away with it. He's only 10 points behind now. And once again, at this stage in the rack, I'm looking to see where the break ball is. The only one that's most obvious is probably the 1, but the cue ball has to be over on the right hand rail. Somewhere like where that 3 ball is right now would be perfect. And Ron's missed that by quite a distance. And what should have been 3 balls points here are going to go to Mr. Bill. In this tournament like most of the tournaments, has been played on the tournament table. So let's get the fastest cloth and the tightest pockets. Well, free ball at another chance, and it's back to Mr. Bill again. But now that 9 ball looks a good break ball. So that would be the last ball he should be potting. I think he's in two minds whether to try and take this 10, but the 10's tight in the rail, so he decided to try and dig it out, which he has done. And he's got a nice angle, a bit steeper than he wanted, but it's still a nice angle to run in the 10 and get the cue ball out into the middle of the table, but he doesn't want to go too far. And that is ideal. That is the angle you want, where the cue ball is going to run into the pack, but he's, again, if he's too hard he might run off the pack and go in off along with the 9, because this pack's dead. Well, he's got one into the right middle, and again that 2 ball is blocking the pocket, so he wants to get rid of that 2 ball quickly, the one in the bottom right hand corner, which he's done. The 6 and the 3 are tied up right in the bottom centre of the table as we look. And clearing that 14 ball opens up that pocket as well. And he's chose to try and split them again. That's again just relying on luck to get on a ball, and that's not always the best way to, or the best strategy in straight pool. And in doing that, he's also got now 2 balls tied up in the right rail. But all the time he's at the table, he's potting balls. He's now on 44, and Ron is on 26. And it's only a race to 65, so Ron's not got much to play with now. Well, the ball that he shot went into the corner, and I think the 15 ball went into the left middle, so they all count. Well, I would be leaving that 3 ball there. Could stop the cue ball for the 1, which he's done. I think he's got a slight angle on the 1 ball. He can run the cue ball off the bottom rail and back up in between the 10 and the 4, so he can, well, he's tried to go the other side, and again he's got lucky. He kissed the 4 and he's left the 4 on. Now he could draw back and chip the 3 out here. I think that's what he's thinking about. Well, he's missed that opportunity, and the 8 ball, which would have been probably his break ball, that's going to have to go now unless he chooses to take the is that the 12 or the 10? I think it's the 10. No, it's the 12 ball. Well, the 8 is going to be the break ball, and he's going to have to force that 3 in, and he's missed it again by putting a lot of action in the cue ball. It's sent the cue ball offline, and this is sort of do or die now. Mr. Bill's on 52, and free ball, I think, Let's have a look at that. Well, he's got an angle, but is it enough to really get into those balls? And he's put top on it, and he's run through, and that's worked out quite well. But this is free ball really needs to get at least a dozen here to get him back into this game. He just needs to slow down a bit and take his time. And we've got a nice angle in the 3. He could just drop the 3 in and finish on one of those 2 balls to the left of the pack there, but he's gone up for the 6. And how do those 2 balls look there? Well, they'd be awkward to really get on, so he's having to move something. He's still okay, but he was forced into having to move balls there because his options were very few and far between. And cue ball will just run into this 9 ball, so he wants to either leave it for the 15 or just chip through for the 1, which is what he's done. Now if he runs through, I'm looking to see where his next ball is. Will that 14 go? Let's have a look. Well, there is a narrow path, yes, it'll go. But he's still got to have to do something with the cue ball. And he's missed it. Now, would he have had a shot on? Well, he actually had no shot on, I don't think. Well, can he chip that 9? Yeah. So the nominated ball that was over the pocket goes in, and the 9 followed it in, so that again that counts. That's a legal shot. And Bill is rapidly getting nearer to the winning line. He's on 55, just needs another 10 balls. So he's going to need another rack. And ideally here he wants to take the 5 ball, come off the end rail, maybe the side rail, or just straight up and down, which he's done. And if it needs to keep going, so he needs another 6 balls, and there are 6 balls there for the taking, so he doesn't need to disturb anything else. He just needs to pick them off. And clear the 1 over the pocket. I think that's the 11 ball. 14 will be next. Maybe just draw it back. Or, well, I think he has to, because he doesn't want to be colliding with the 10. Again, that's just relying on luck to get position. Well, he's got a choice now, 8 or 5, whichever he prefers. Probably take the 8 and just run through and tidy up that 3 ball over the middle. No. On 63. And remember, this last ball, the 65th ball, he's going to be forced to call it, which the game does automatically. and he's called the 15 ball. So Mr. Bill wins tonight's straight pool final by 65 points to 35.